Okay, so that looks good. So let's go back up here. And what we're going to do is, okay, so here is the get time remaining function that we just made. We're going to pass our player through it. The player is just the person who called it. And then we're going to, let me just check this really quick. Okay, so we're going to check if, let me just push that down, if time remaining is less than or equal to 0, then we're going to let them get the kit. So move this inside of here. We're going to let them try to get the kit at least. Okay. Alright, so yeah, that looks good. Now if kit, we want to make sure kit actually equals to true before we try to give them anything and store the time. We don't want to store the time if the kit isn't real. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to see if kit's true. Kit's going to be true if they put in a command and it actually returned items from the config file and everything. So we just want to make sure all that's set up. Alright, so we're going to look into the config file again just to see this is just to see if the admin wants to say a message to the player when they actually get the kit. Not data, not data store, but data. Get config value. We're going to look under the SimpleKits config file. Look under the config header. There we go. Okay, and we're going to just look under show kit message. Just something simple like that. Okay, so if this is equal to true, then we're just going to give them a little cool message. I'm just saying that they got the kit. So we'll do player.message data, do the same thing. We're going to look inside the config value. Alright, under SimpleKits, under config, and under kit message. So that, then we'll just have to set that up in our config file. So that's just something not required, but something cool you can add in. So here's the config header under kit message. You received your kit, SimpleKits. And there's this show kit message is equal to true. So that's where that comes from. Very simple. Alright, so let's move on to the next part. That's totally optional, you don't have to do that part. But okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the current time. So if we got this to this part of the code, that means the kit was actually a real kit and they can receive it or have received it. So what we're going to do now is just store the time that they received it. So we're just going to do like we did before, system.date time.now. And like I said before, that just turns the current time in milliseconds. We want seconds, so we're just going to divide it by 1,000. So now we're going to do the data store like I was talking about earlier. Just going to store the time to the data store. Remember earlier we retrieved the time, so this is where we actually store it. SimpleKits is going to be the name of the holder place in the data store. And remember, we're just going to use player.steamID and kit time. That way you can retrieve that individual player's last kit time. So that's how you do that, like I explained before. And we're also going to do time. So we're just going to add time, the variable time from this place, from where we just retrieved it. So then we're just going to do data store.save, which I don't believe is required. The data store is actually a bit messed up. It doesn't retain the data over a server restart, and that was supposed to be updated in the next Magma update, which never came out. That's one of the main reasons I was holding off on making these tutorials, because they were going to fix the data store, but the developer of Magma just kind of got he just got really busy and didn't have time, so which is fine, I understand that. So okay, if kit is equal to false, it'll be else, it's not true, so else, which is false. So we're gonna do player.message, we're just gonna tell the player that you didn't receive a valid kit. You did not select a valid kit. So, and remember that it will return false and execute this line of code if the count is less than 1, so it would return false, and it would return less than 1 if there was nothing in the kits, like I covered in the last video, or the video before last, one of the two. Okay, so everything looks good. I think everything is good now. So let me just look over this really quick, make sure that there's nothing else. Okay, let's go ahead and test this. Since the last tutorial series, I started using FileZilla, which is just an FTP service, but I think it's File Transfer Protocol. Just it's an easier way to transfer your files to your server. So before I was using the file manager. I mean, there's plenty of tutorials for you guys to learn how to use FileZilla and how to use FTP. So if you guys are interested in that, just look up how to use FTP or how to use FileZilla. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and upload the updated version to my server. You guys can do the same if you want to test it. And it just realized that I saved it, and now it's going to upload it to the server. Now I can bring up Magma, and like we learned before, you do magma.reload when updating your server. Okay, it looks like it's up. Okay, /getkit was our command, and in my config file, I'll show you guys. I have a few different kits here: MP5A4, M4, Kit War. So let's look at that. Let's just do M4. Okay. Actually, magma.reload /reload config. Okay, /getkit M4. I think there is a error. Yeah, because it's not giving me the kit anymore. So, okay guys, I found the problem. I forgot the else statement is one thing that I forgot to do. So, else, okay, if the time remaining is less than or equal to 0, then we can go ahead and go forward with the kit process. Otherwise, you need to wait for the cooldown to actually run out. So, otherwise, let's just tell the player that they need to wait. That's one thing. And we'll do math.round time remaining. And I think I showed you guys why we do that before. Because we do math.round to just round it off to a whole number. Just it looks better in the chat instead of having a long decimal place. Alright, so that's one thing. /getkit M4. Alright, got the M4. Alright, /getkit M4. Alright, you must wait 24 seconds. And just remember in the config file, I set the cooldown to 30 seconds on your server. If you're going to use this on your server, you probably want to make it like, you know, maybe 300 seconds for 5 minutes. Something like that. So the one thing I noticed is that for some reason, /getkit M4, it's not giving me the message that I'm looking for here. Oh, I know. Because it's taken it as a string. I'm pretty sure that's the problem here. It's not I was checking for a boolean. It's checking for a string. Now I'm pretty sure that's the problem. So just put quotation marks around it, and it'll check for the string true. Yeah. So this is returned as a string instead of a boolean. So we're just gonna check that. Okay. So let's go back here, and everything should work properly now. Your magma.reload after you upload it to the server. Alright, so now /getkit M4. You have received your kit, SimpleKits. Awesome. Now /getkit M4. Okay, so I'm gonna end the tutorial here on this part. We figured out a cooldown system by using the last get time, the current time, and the cooldown, doing a little math to it, and returning the value. And up here we just store the time into the data store whenever a player actually receives a kit. So that's going to be the end of part 3. I will do part 4 tonight and upload it as well, and I'll also update you guys with everything that's going on. I've been away for a while doing the Battle Royale plugin along with some other things, had a new job, so yeah, so I'll make an update video as well. So thanks for watching, see you in part 4.